December 28th, 1941. Just like what happened around Leningrad, in the area of the salient of Malo-Yaroslavets, the Germans, without too many surprises, counterattacked in full force, mobilizing 2 panzer and 2 motorized infantry divisions. This counterattack maneuver, however, seems to have been costly to the Germans, who have now spread thin the 2nd Motorized Division and the 2nd Das Reich SS Motorized Division south of Tula. Now, regardless of what the Axis plans are, the Stavka is now getting increasingly frustrated by the lack of success. Something has to be changed, or someone has to be replaced, if the Soviets want to push the Germans away from Moscow. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new weekly episode of War in the East 2, the online game challenge. And so yes, let's say a change of strategy, because oh my god, the way things have been going so far, I would say in December, need to change, because last week, I pushed the Germans away from Borodino, but the Germans counterattacked, and they counterattacked here, and they routed the 350th Rifle Division, and the 179th Rifle Division was forced to retreat. And I did suffer quite some heavy losses, to be honest, and this is pretty... I was not expecting this, and I have to rethink at my strategy at this point. First of all, let me find quickly the 350th Rifle Division, because I was looking briefly at the map, but I just did not find... Oh, it's here. Oh, it's here. Okay, that's why I couldn't find. Okay, while the 179th, I think it's around. Yeah, exactly, is over here. Yeah. So my idea here was just to push, ideally in the area of Gzhatsk, to eventually put pressure here on the Axis forces in the Kalin salient. But on one hand, the rapid intervention of the German reserves, especially I see here the 29th Motorized Infantry Division, which I think was over here or directly in Malo-Yaroslavets, now I forgot, but it was in this area here, and it was like a smart move to move it over here. And here there is also the 26th Infantry Division, which I think was in this area over here. And here I see the 13th Motorized Infantry Division, which I think was in this area here. So I think this is really difficult to push terrain because of the, let's say, concentration of German mobile units that, just like in real life, they are really like launching, let's say, aimed counterattacks. This is, I would say, really elastic defense at its peak. And in this case, I really have to say, I have to praise my opponent for doing this, because it's a pretty viable strategy in grinding down the offensive power of the Red Army. And let's say another brilliant aspect of the of my opponent is, let's say, this salient here and this line over here, which is now trapping my troops in the Kaluga salient. Now, why this is brilliant? Because as you can see here, there are just 2 hexes, 2 lines of two rows of hexes, and because of the mechanics of the CVP regain, because the CVP regain is lower if your units are adjacent to an enemy-controlled hex. This means that I cannot use any of the units here in the Kaluga salient to stockpile CVPs and yeah, get ready for offensive operations. And of course, either I have to abandon the Kaluga salient, which is absolutely a no-go for me, or I let my opponent maybe crush the Kaluga salient sooner or later. So this week, the change of strategy means that I have to reshuffle my units, especially the ones of the Western Front and of the Bryansk Front, because as of now, things cannot go on like this forever. I need to really yeah, change my overall strategy. Besides that, Here we have the Soviet partisans, and the turn summary is interesting because now, for the first time since quite some time, I have a negative gain of manpower, guns, AFVs, and even planes. And of course, I lost almost 55,000 men on the map in the reserve tier boxes, and the Axis lost 21,000 men. Of course, 40,000 losses. That's just take note of this number. That's pretty impressive. Also, I noticed that the Axis Air Force bombed me like no tomorrow here, and there are already the Focke-Wulf 190 here in action, and they were quite lethal, I would say, like 30 versus 60, and they shot down 48 of mine for the loss of none of his. And like here, he somehow bombed me these troops over here. I don't understand why. 284, 190, just like the Focke-Wulf, and 157. Again, why? I really have no idea. But anyway, and I see that he pulled out the 7th Flieger Division, and he regimented that here. I know that for airborne operations you have to use regiments or brigades, not divisions, so I'm wondering what his plans are. I'm wondering if I will see like an airborne invasion here in Ozinovets. That would be like the worst case scenario, because this would isolate the entire area of Leningrad for just one turn, because then I will just wipe out his Flieger Division. So, and of course he cannot airdrop it over here because, yeah, I mean I have plenty of troops here. It makes no sense. So, I don't know. Let's see. Time will tell what the 7th Flieger Division will do on the Eastern Front. And besides that, also I wanted to briefly mention the overall situation, because here we have like salients everywhere. We have the Kalinin salient, we have the Malo-Yaroslavets salient, the Kaluga salient, and this portion here, this bulge, this tremendous bulge here. I also noticed that here the Germans regimented some infantry divisions, and here there is the 10th Motorized Infantry Division, which I think was in this sector over here, and here there are just a bunch of regiments screening this flank over here. Now, why would any German player hold and cling on into this salient? I have two hypotheses. The first hypothesis is that this salient can be used as a staging base for a much wider operation, such as ideally an envelopment operation around Tula. And from here, upon capturing Tula and repairing this railway in 1942, he could launch like an attack against Moscow from the south, or he could just hold onto this salient to then directly launch an attack against Moscow by following, ideally maybe by launching a small operation here against Kaluga, and then marching on Moscow after taking control of the this railway line over here. And this salient, just based on the map, it can be logistically intimidating to support, because there is just the Temkino-Kondrovo railway line. So either he means, as always, my opponent, either he has plenty of HQ units here, maybe not here, because I don't see exactly here, but in Temkino and maybe Vyazma, to increase the depot capacity and therefore supply all of the units over here. But why would any Axis player sacrifice 1, 2, 3, say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 infantry divisions in holding this salient? I don't know, unless besides, yeah, as I said, to prepare the ground for a quick Moscow offensive in 1942, maybe before going towards the Caucasus, because Moscow is still worth like 60 points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 60 points, so it's a pretty juicy target, and together with Tula and Ryazan, I mean, that's a pretty scary affair. Unless this would be like my worst nightmare. He could go for Moscow, Tula, and Ryazan, and then from here go down the Lipetsk, Tambov. Also Tambov, I think it's a victory point. Yes, Tambov as well. Tambov, and then Voronezh, and maybe launch a double offensive from Ryazan towards Tambov, and then from here towards Voronezh to encircle all of the troops stationed here. I mean, I'm just speculating, but this is something that I cannot rule out when facing a human opponent, when facing someone who has a brain like me. So yeah, this week there won't be too much going on the Eastern Front, besides maybe reinforcing the Northwestern Front over here, and shuffling around the troops of the Western Front and of the Bryansk Front as well. And also, let's have a look briefly at the metrics. Total men, yeah, mine went down a little bit. Men on the map, okay, it's kind of stable. Actually, yeah, it went down by 3,000 roughly. Manpower. Oh yeah, of course, the manpower pool. This spike is most likely due to the disbandment of all of these rifle divisions here. Yeah, I mean, it's was kind of unexpected. Yeah, also, since I'm here, also notice that Akimov has been dismissed, and now Sovetnikov took command of the 72nd Army in the area of the Oranienbaum fortress. This guy is, I mean, he has 5 and 3-5. I just don't like the initiative value, that is a bit too low. But overall, he's a decent commander with an average of 3.8. Yeah, I mean, 3.8 is a bit sucks, but yeah, anyway. Yeah, anyway. So I would say enough talking. Also because I already now let's briefly show it here as well. As always, I already said. Oh my God, where is it? Yes. Oh no, I didn't do it. Oh well. Well, now I will do it. Let's just set the units which have just arrived over here to maximum TOE as 100, and let's set them onto refit mode exactly. So unit status. Oops, sorry. And yes, okay. So that should do it for now. And yeah, let's see. Let's see what things will bring, I would say, in the new year. But for now, it's time to reshuffle the units here, and of course, to dive straight into the core of this episode. Alright, folks, so what can I say? Yes, I am feeling a bit frustrated by the constant German counterattacks on one hand. On the other hand, I'm actually happy to see that my opponent is reacting swiftly and with very timed actions, because he is now revealing and showing off his reserves. And this is also informative for me, because I'm now reworking and rethinking at this strategy. Of course, it doesn't make much of a sense to keep attacking in areas in which the Germans have already, I don't know, like in front of Borodino, they have 2 Panzer and 2 motorized infantry divisions that they can simply shuffle around to use as, let's say, as mobile fire brigades, and to close any gap that my infantry forces can create in the enemy lines. And yes, so I have to change my overall strategy. I have I have already an idea, but hopefully, maybe you will see it literally next year in the next episode, because yeah, it will be January already. And yeah, as always, let's see. This winter campaign is getting more interesting every single turn that it progresses. It's still too early to say I'm giving up, I'm not moving anything anymore. No. I will keep attacking. I will do my best to catch my opponent off guard. And yeah, that's it. And yes, I apologize if I'm not talking too much these days, but you know, I don't want to reveal too much information. I'm always afraid of some spies. Revealing my battle plans to my opponent, just like Stalin's paranoia in real life. Yeah, folks, that's all for this episode. Enjoy it, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you the best. I wish you a happy new year, and I'll see you all again in the next episode.